I'm a boss. Bitch, I'm a boss. I'm a boss. I plan the shots. I call the calls. We in this bitch. It's going down. Yeah, I'm the king that with my motherfucking crown.
What is up, guys? It's Jake from Team Insanity. I'm going to bring you a commentary real quick with the Die M2. I also shoot the KP3 in here. Nick gives his first impressions on the field, shooting a stream at the very beginning of the game. As you guys can tell, this is a very cold day outside of Michigan. We've had some weird weather. Normally it's way colder. Just shooting streams, as you can see, where people are running. But anyways, I'm going to shoot some really brittle paint through this gun. I'm talking about some summer paint, some of the summer yellow marbleizer that we use. I almost shot Jack right there, so I got really excited. Because I almost long-balled him, and I almost got him in the mask, but I didn't. It was a fail. I also got bounced on my camera right there. So, in this game, it's just a center flag, capture the flag, 2 bases. It's a very long field game. Jacob, Nick, and I are on one team. Travis, Jack, some other people are on another team. It's basically, it's his birthday party, so there's a lot of new players. But Jack, you know, it's the Team Insanity guys sort of like stuck together and just kind of duked it out in the middle of the field. We sent some newer guys around on the sides. But so here I am. I'm shooting this Die M2, the new M2. We're also going to give this away to a lucky subscriber in the future. And I'm just going ahead, trying to hold down the fort here, trying to take some people out. So I'm in like this center bunker. Jack is basically at this point the only thing that's really holding us down right here. So he's in the other middle bunker that's sort of in my mirror. Jack and I are just going to sit here and trade shots all day long. Because, you know, he's a strong gunfighter. I'm a strong gunfighter. Neither of us are going to shoot each other out, basically. We're just going to sit here, trade out shots, and we're going to have to get sneaky and cool and do some crazy fun stuff if we expect to get each other out. So, Jack and I duke it out here. You're going to see me shoot lots of paint through the M2. It's really effing quiet. It's really smooth. I know a lot of people have been wanting some first impressions on it, so that's what I'm going to give right here. You see me shooting it with like barely one hand, so there's not a whole ton of kick. It's really quiet. I mean, this is just absolutely amazing. The paint that I was using through this, also, the paint right now, it's a ball that I bought about 2 months, 2-ish months ago. And I also, Nick was trying to shoot my barrel. Nick is on my team, and I'm just like, holy fuck, that almost shot me in my barrel. I'm like, you asshole. And I thought that was Jack. Almost shot me on my barrel through a little crack, but it wasn't. It was just Nick. But so the paint that I'm using is a really
Oh shit, that's about.
I got bounced right there, because they were a distance away. But it's a paint. It's a winter paint, but it's been sitting in my car for about a month and a half, 2 months. And there goes the yellow summer paint. That's about some really brittle, like almost like an ultra evil. It's a marbleizer. Some people have had some big problems with Empire paint, including us. The paint that we've shot at Lone Wolf and you know, the Michigan fields actually hasn't been too bad, and this stuff has been really brittle. This stuff is brittle in the summertime, so I'm just like, oh god, what is this gonna do in 14-degree weather? The other winter paint that I was shooting, like I said, was in my car for about 2 months, 1.5-ish months. So it's been heated up, cooled down, heated up, cooled down, heated up, cooled down, because I get my car blast the heat. It heats up to a comfortable temperature, and then I get out of my car, go to work. It sits in there for another 8 hours in the cold, and then I heat it up again for a 20-30 minute drive home. So that is that paint that I already shot through it, and I had no brakes. And that is pretty freaking amazing, because that is it's hard to do that to paint. Even if it's winter paint, I don't care what paint you're shooting, that's hard to do. So it didn't miss a beat there with any of that paint. So I for sure swore that it was gonna break, because it was really brittle by the time that I left it in the cold for 2 months. It was bad. So here I am. I'm just gonna start shooting a rope. And that was the only ball that I chopped out of that yellow paint until later on in the day, when it was sitting in my pods even longer out in the 14 to 10-degree weather. It was even got worse. But and I also started having problems with the M2 in the cold. I'll show that video Actually, Jacob had I think I have the video footage. I can't remember. I'll have to go through and see. Basically, I just chopped some paint, and the M2 just started screwing up once it chopped a little bit of paint in it. But like I said, this is some summer paint, and it had no problem shooting this. The only time I had problems with it at the very, very end of the game, like I said, I chopped maybe 4 balls in a row, and that's when it kind of got a little screwy. But that's alright, because like I said, this is some summer really, really brittle paint. And it's having no issue shooting this. There's the stuff that's in my car again. So Nick and I holding it down, POP, legally blind. Trying to take out Jack, trying to get to their flag. Their flag is all the way in the middle. Or it's a 1 flag, so it's in the middle of the field. I see Alyssa on this side building, trying to get some work done on her. Nick is crossing up, trying to shoot Jack a little bit, but once we move out to these bunkers, it's kind of hard to see. It was kind of hard to see Jack, and you know, I opened up and could see Alyssa, but then I couldn't see Jack anymore.
Jack see you from that bunker?
Jacob is way, way far on that right side. He's way on the rope, holding it down, trying to sneak up on that flank. You know, not really trading shots so much with Jack, more so trading shots with Alyssa and the other people that are on the flank. Nick and I working together, just shooting some paint. I'm trying to be a little bit conservative at this point because Jacob's trying to really move up on that side. So I'm telling Nick here, I'm like, Nick, just scoot over just a little bit.
No, come back.
Retard runs to the fucking tree. I'm like, Nick, just... And I'm like, in your bunker, you fucking retard. But that's alright. Love you, Nick. So, move over to Nick's spot. I'm just like, here, Nick. Here, buddy. Take the gun. And I go take his KP3, run over. I gave him a hopper full of, you know, more shitty paint. And I decided to shoot his KP3, so here's some KP3 footage for you guys. Nick is like, it's quiet. It really kicks, not really kicks at all. That's what he says. That was like his first thing. And he just said, I'd probably trade my LV1 for one of these.
So you're saying you like that more than your LV1?
That's when I said, you know, you like that more than your LV1. He's like, I wouldn't necessarily say I like it more than the LV1, but it definitely shoots better than the LV1.
I'll fill your spot.
So I mean, he hasn't shot it enough to figure out if he likes it more than the LV1, but he did definitely say that it has a better shot. It's quieter, shoots nicer than the LV1, which, I mean, to me that's not a surprise. I wouldn't really compare it to an LV1. The LV1's nice. I'd compare it more to a Geo. You know, CS1 is one thing. But you know, I'm not a big guy on guns whose front grip frame bends, but that's just me, because I don't like my, oh, there's a Red Bull that I found. I'm just like, hey, someone had a can. It could have been 10 cents, because I'm Jewish. But, you know, I don't, you know, the CS1, I shot the CS1, I used the CS1, I felt the CS1. It was fun. It was quiet. But like I said, I don't like guns that front grips bend. And, DM is a little bit smoother in my opinion. I actually really like the Geo 3.5. I just don't really feel like buying one right now. I just don't have the money for one.
I mean, they're a distance from
Because,
us, but...
yeah, I lost a T2 in the mail. That's a whole different story. But I'm trying to get my money back off of that. If you guys follow us on Snapchat, Team Insanity PB, you have totally seen that. We don't answer questions on Snapchat, by the way. It's just like an instant vlog. But you can go ahead and Snapchat us and, you know, send us pictures. I'll sit there and laugh at the funny ones. But so Nick and I'm just like, you know, we kind of got to start doing a little bit of work here. Nick is still shooting the DM so he can get a little bit of, I mean, not the DM, the M2. I mean, I'm going to call it the DM. I'm going to be completely honest. I mean, it's a DM. But I just keep on forgetting to call it the M2. But so Nick and I trying to hold it down, get up behind Jacob and give him a little bit of cover fire. And I'm just like, well, now Jack can see me a little bit. I pop out the left side, Jack can see me. Pop out the right side of the tree, Jack can't see me. So this is kind of a weird spot. So if I pop out this left side that I'm looking at, Jack can see me. I pop out the right side, he can't, and then Alyssa can see me. So I was in like this really weird spot. So I'm just like, huh, this is weird. Kind of like this spot in a way. I haven't played this tree before. I actually really liked it. I'm gonna try to put some shots on Jack. Just didn't have the range right here because I moved back a little bit to be up with Nick. If I had the M2, I could probably get up there. But like I said, it was a little bit of a long ball right, a little bit of a long ball, at that spot, like I was saying. So not necessarily the easiest spot. And Nick and I, like I said, we're kind of trying to give a little bit of cover fire here. Nick and I change guns. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna make a spot. It's doable. If I have the M2, I'll get up there and I'll start giving a lot of fire for Jacob, and for you to move up, I'll take the center again, where I was sort of at, but a little bit, actually even way far closer. So go ahead and I load even more summer paint into my gun. That's some stuff that's been sitting even longer than the yellow paint. Also very brittle stuff. So basically the only thing is that that's just not a yellow fill, that's just a white fill, and it's a lot older. So, but it's it's also some brittle stuff. It's stuff that we use in tournaments. I mean, it's not cheap. It's good paint. So, and I'm shooting it right here in, you know, it was between 19 degrees to 14 degrees. It was fluctuating throughout the day, so it was very, very cold, and I'm shooting some really summer, you know, oriented paint here. So, laying it down. Jack moved over, so he moved over to a different spot. He moved over to the left. So, I'm trying to go ahead and shoot this paint, and it was just flying every which direction. It wasn't really straight at all, but I mean, it wasn't breaking. I wasn't surprised that it didn't shoot straight at all. Actually, 100% not surprised because it's been sitting so long, but it's still very, very brittle. This is when I get up to the very front to go ahead and try to hold it down. And there's a guy in Jack's old bunker, and that's who I tried to shoot at right here, but like I said, paint kind of sucks at the moment. So I'm trying to shoot this old paint. Didn't get a break, didn't get a ball break, or didn't chop it or anything like that. Have to reload. I'm using my new TFX. I actually really like it. It's the first hopper that I bought brand new in, I think I bought my Pinocchio in 2011, brand new. That was the last hopper that I bought brand new, I believe. So, and I can't say that I don't regret buying the new TFX. So, that's just me. And I bought it because it was a really cool color. Looks sick on my VCOM. I'm just like, huh, that looks awesome. And I saw it, and I'm like, yep, I better get it. So, I did. Don't know why, I just did. I just had an urge.
Who's on you, Nick?
So, Nick and I are communicating. Jacob's doing his thing, just running up the hill. Jacob's really getting on the
Nick,
flank
who's
now.
on you?
I'm trying to move up in this center. That way, so the center
Yeah, but
people
who's
can't
on
go
you?
and pinch off that flank. The only way they'd be able to pinch off the flank is if they run backwards and then run around.
Yeah.
But these guys are trying to run head on to Jacob here in a minute or two. And so, we have one, and then they start getting smart.
Oh, I just shot
And
him
then
in the back,
he
but I don't
starts
think it
running
broke.
backwards, like I said, to run around to go back
Yeah, he
forwards because
ran all the way
Nick and I
back
were
to the
pinching him
sniper
off
tower
right
because he
here,
knows
so
we're
they couldn't
closing
move
in.
up on Jacob on the flank. So we had a really, really
Well,
good
they've got
setup, but
two
now
over
that they
there.
started to move back, to move,
We've got to go now.
you know what I mean? Like they move forward to move around to try to pinch off Jacob.
That stick tower's clear, Nick. We gotta go.
Now that they started doing that, we're just like, well, shit, now we have to go, because now, you know, that there's about 2-3 minutes left in this game. I'm like, now we really have to go. They're starting to move. They're starting to figure out what to do here. And the thing is, during the summer, it's so much easier to make these runs because there's like 5 billion and 2 bushes and trees. I mean, there's still trees, but I mean, like, the brush is so much denser. So you can't even see or shoot through. So where I'm looking at, if you guys have seen our old videos, right there, you can't see that 2-story for the most part when I'm looking through in the summertime. You can see wide open. You can see lanes to shoot through. So I'm like, oh, shit, this sucks because they can shoot us if we go to try to make that move to a bunker up there, which normally can't happen. And I'm just like, well, this sucks. I'm like, someone's got to make a run. So I yelled for District 9 because we saw the Hunger Games the day before or something. District 9's my district. So I decided to go running in.
Yeah.
And run up even more to the front. And I just dropped the microphone. Whoopsie. I even run up more to the front. And the 2-story has clear view on me. Pretty good clear view. And I'm trying to get people to start to move up here. Now we have a minute left. Trying to get this flag run into their base. Trying to run the flag in.
I just put sniper tower in.
Paint's flying at me. It's lots of fun. I don't have much paint left. Trying to decide. I need to start holding it down. Not much time left. You know, they've really held us off in the beginning of the game. Jack did a great job to his spot.
Okay.
Then we started pinching him off and moving him. Basically, used the rest of my paint trying to take out this 2-story.
On top of 2-story, he's hit on his
Ended up
hopper.
taking out both top and bottom of 2-story. And our guy tries to run the flag
I don't
in.
have any paint.
About like 30 seconds left right here. Maybe a little bit more because we're on Lone Wolf time. So, And then
Jacob, no
basically
Skittles.
we didn't have enough time to make
Fuck.
that run because Jack and all them were still up in the village because there was more than just the 2 stories.
We
So
almost
that's the
had that one,
commentary.
too.
Hope you guys enjoyed it. Not much of stuff going on here at Team Insanity right now. Jacob's not here anymore in the office. He's on vacation. And then I'm going to go to Arizona. So all you Arizona guys, I'm coming for New Year's. So, yeah, peace out.